Welcome back to another demo of TestQuest 10. In the previous demos, we've shown you how to use TestQuest 10 to automate your mobile device testing. You've also seen how TestQuest 10 integrates with Visual Studio Pro and above as a Visual Studio extension. For those of you who are using Visual Studio Express, Eclipse, or a different IDE, you won't have access to the Visual Studio extensions. For that, B-Square has created the TestQuest Project Editor. This tool ships with TestQuest 10 and gives you all TestQuest 10 features, but in a standalone application. You can run this side by side with Visual Studio Express, Eclipse, or any other IDE that you want to use for development. Here on my screen, you can see I actually have both tools open. I have the Project Editor and also have Visual C# Express. We'll start here in the Project Editor. In the Project Editor, you can see our familiar TestQuest 10 toolbar on top. We have a drop-down with all our connected devices, and we also have tools like the device pane, where I can click on the device pane and see a preview of my currently connected device. The goal of this demo will be to play back a very simple recording inside the Project Editor, and then use that recording from within Visual Studio Express. To start out, we'll open up the Asset Editor, and we're currently connected to our Windows mobile device. As you can see, I have a couple resources already defined. I have my Start menu, which I can click on here, which clicks on the Start menu icon. And I also have a search defined for the calculator, which will read the text and find the word calculator. I'm going to go ahead and click on that as well. And this is the calculator application on the Windows mobile device. I've also defined a small region here. This region is just the region that shows the result of the calculator operation. I'll load that up so you can see that. Just a small region here. We'll use this later on in the test. For this test, I'm just going to open up my recording. I've already pre-recorded this calculator recording. I'm going to go ahead and load this. I'll make this bigger so you can see it. All it's going to do is click on the Start menu, launch calculator, type 22 multiplied by 44, and press the equals button. Go back to my home screen so you can see this. I'm going to go ahead and play here. There, clicked on the Start menu, clicked on the calculator, typed out 22, did a sleep, multiplied by 44, and then we have our result of 968. So what we want to do now is actually play this back using Visual Studio Express. Here in Visual Studio, I'm going to create our TestQuest context. Next, I'm going to actually load our Windows mobile device. Next, I'm actually going to load our recording. As you remember, our recording is called Calculator. I'm just going to paste this in here. Now what we're going to do, we're going to load up the recording. We're going to tell it to run against my Windows mobile device. After we run our test, we want to read that result back. If you remember here, I had defined this results region, which I'll highlight again here. This results region, which shows the result of our calculator operation, I want to read that value in. That's pretty simple. I'm going to go ahead and just paste this in here. I've already written this out to save some time. Now all we do here is we load that small results region, and then we read the text using default text read settings. After we read that value, I'm going to go ahead and just print on the command line and then wait for user input. I'm going to save this. I'm actually going to launch both these right next to each other so you can actually see this test in progress. Let me go back to my home screen here. Maybe let's launch a device pane and you can see it easier here. I'm going to go ahead and hit the play button. This is going to quick build this and then it's going to run. We can see it finish building. First thing it's going to do is connect to my Windows mobile device. Next thing it's going to do is click on the Start menu, which it did. Then it's going to find the calculator text, which it already found and clicked on. Then next it's going to type 22, and it's going to wait for a second, type in 44, and click the equals button. There we go. And as we can see in our console window here, it read the text 968 decimal point, which is exactly what we see in the results pane here. This is one way that we can use recordings. If you want to customize this and add some control flow, we do have the code generation tool built into the project editor as well. I'm going to go ahead and open up our project editor, back to my recording. I can click on this calculator and I can say generate code. What this is going to do is it's going to create a file called calculator.cs, which I can then open inside Visual Studio Express. I'm going to go ahead and stop my program, and I'm going to add that to my project. I can add an existing item, click on the calculator.cs. As you can see, this is just our recording. In this demo, I've shown you how to use the project editor side by side with Visual Studio Express, and I've shown how we can use the project editor to generate code which we could use in any IDE. I hope this has been useful for you. For more information, please visit us on the web at www.bsquare.com. Thanks for watching.